Do you ever feel like there are so many new tools and so many new things and updates happening with digital spaces, artificial intelligence, etc., that you go, ah, just give me a simple starting place, or better yet, help me create my own system to make it work for me? That's what I've been seeking. I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years and now in the ed tech and nonprofit tech spaces. And I'm really excited to bring this knowledge through these workshops to you all. So if you like more in-depth lab type workshops, you definitely want to check out the link below for Teach Techies. That's where we do a lot of deeper dives, as well as the other link I'm about to share. So let me get over here to a screen. And what I wanted to share with you all today was actually two of my favorite tools I use for social media content creation as well as editing. I do have some other another linked video specifically on Canva as a platform. And so I want to start with this one because Canva is the place where a lot of this happens. And what you're seeing right now on my screen is not only something that I designed in Canva, this is actually one of those labs that I was just talking about, that if you want to go deeper with any of the things that I mentioned today, this would probably be a good thing for you to check out, the Creator Kickstart program. And we do have some different options as to free versus paid versus downloads, etc. But we try to give as much value as absolutely possible. So if you've ever wondered, like, why am I paying people to do this, or I can't afford to pay people to do this, or you've outsourced a few too many things in your business life, like I try to do throughout the years, but then it led to me not really digging into my own gifts and talents, which I love creating and storytelling. So I had to get honest with myself about that. If you're not super creatively savvy, this is also great for you. Why? I am simply introducing you to, and I can, again, I'll link this. This is part of Creator Kickstart, but I'm showing you the Canva platform. Why? Because there are endless templates and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Now, if you like to do that because you tend to be more like me, then yes, you should definitely do that. And you should reinvent the wheel if you like that too. But if you're not and you're like, hey, just give it to me like kind of done for you, then Canva is your place. Canva is your place for that too. So, regardless of how much you like to define and refine, this is a system checklist for if you don't have your own content creation system. I've broken it down very simply into these 5 steps in Creator Kickstart because sometimes I just need a kick in the pants to get started. That is really designed for you to dive in deeper with creating your own system. And this is just a very truncated version of that checklist document you just saw that we go in depth with in Creator Kickstart. But why I want to ground us in this first is, first of all, do you have ideas stored up? This is for you if you have lots of creative notes going, probably multiple notebooks as well as digital notes apps and stuff like I do. But then are you sticking to the story that you want to tell and how you want to tell it? And that has been tricky in my journey at times. Why? Majority of my continued rise and start full-time entrepreneurship was my 30s. I'm 41. And now, and prior to that, I was K-12 teacher and principal, and then got into consulting work. But because my 30s, and for all of us, our 30s can be so many ups and downs, so much finding ourselves, figuring things out. I want to put that out there because sometimes brand identity can be just as tricky as figuring out who you are and what you're comfortable with. So you're in good company if you're like, oh man, I don't even know where to begin. But that is why if I'm being honest, there were many times early on in my consulting business and throughout the years where I did not really have a clear idea and I should not have been playing around in Canva probably. I mean, let me not say should because you got to start somewhere, right? And practice is always really, really good. After all, doctors do tell us they're practicing, so are lawyers. Did you ever notice that? For the super high level positions that you pay a lot of money for in this life, you are paying for the years and knowledge that they've put in, right? So, did you ever notice that they're called practicing? So, where does your doctor practice? What hospital does your doctor practice at? That's because they're practicing medicine. Nobody's out there saying they know definitively. The same with law. You practice law. So I do think about creativity in that regard. But if you're like, no, give it to me straight, what have you used? I've tried a lot of different programs for the years. My top number one for Tech Tips Made Simple is Canva. But Canva, I have biases. I'm going to attach one of the videos here that's on creating a newsletter, for example, and basic graphics design in Canva. Um, but Canva is a place I would start because it's a comprehensive platform. It also has an app that is super intuitive with your cell phone, just great for sharing content, working on group projects. So that's my system number one that I want to introduce you all to. They have also really come a long way with improving their video editing, and they're dropping some new products, I think, in the next week. Like they say, it's one of their biggest product launches. So, any what's it's, I am excited, and I'm a pretty devoted Canva user and have been for now almost a decade. Okay, that being said, there are a few things that I think could be a little better and that I use this next system for, and that would be my number two most used system right now, specifically for video edits and also clipping for things like shorts and reels. Now, this whole wide world of creating content, you probably couldn't have convinced me otherwise about 10 years ago that it needed to have strategy. And I am still getting those modes where I'm like, I just want to create to create. It just looks pretty. But now I'm a lot more strategic about the business end of things. And I want to share that knowledge with you. So Veed.io, this is the desktop workspace online. It's very important that you understand Veed if you get the app on your phone. That is for captioning quick videos and about a $5 per month subscription. Very affordable, very effective. Does automatic zoom in, zoom out, automatic captioning styles you can save. A great option to start with, especially if you run a pretty tight budget like I do with things. This was an additional thing that I only bought into probably about a year after using the system and then trying this out to know if I wanted to spend that $40 or $50 a month and if I use it enough. There are a lot of different things you can do with their templates, as well as their generative AI studios, their script generators. You can make an avatar, you can do AI models of your own, dubbing into other languages, and also extract clips to make it into shorter videos. So you see that here with these repeated short clips, and you can run an export. You can be very specific with your prompting, include these words from the transcript. So you see some of my most recent projects and podcast interviews are here. But there's just different capacities. And I'm sure you're finding that, which is why I started with that overwhelm question, because there are also so many apps and subscriptions coming out left and right with AI. So it's really hard to know. Let me be your co-pilot, your certified AI practitioner friend, certified AI specialist, but also a person who understands what it means to build a business from the ground up and build a client base and all of those things, the human parts too. But now I'm on this journey of digitizing so many things that have been part of my consulting firm. So learn along with me and learn from my mistakes. That is why I'm putting out a lot of this stuff with speeches and stuff like that anymore, and facilitations in schools and corporations. I get a lot of questions about what I use to create my data reports, my impact reports, as well as my presentation decks. And because I get so many questions about that, and that I think is actually a key ingredient to understand when you're conducting business, how we design something, it informs what will happen. So just like a first impression when you meet someone, how that first impression goes in those first 5 to 10 seconds are everything. Design is the same way. And I had to also admit to myself, there were moments and there's still times when I'm creating content for me, for that teacher who wanted it, and wanted to do it and didn't feel like I could, for the little girl who wanted to say XYZ. So there's times when I see, and I think that that's okay and part of the journey to be selfish with your content sometimes. But there's other times when, back to this checklist, and again, I use this from a template. I just used my own custom color palette that I have for this particular branding. And in Creator Kickstart, we talk about how to do that, how to create your color palettes, that's one of the things that we talk about in there is then when you go into your colors in here, how do you actually create a specific palette? For example, this is one that I created just for Creator Kickstart. And in the Canvas system, I can see it here. Oh, on my palette pane. There we go. You can see that I have neutrals, peach, and gold to offset some. Canva automatically brings out the gradient and photo colors as well as default solid colors from the design that is featured. Then document colors as well. But then these are my Kickstart palette right here. So these 5 core colors. And then I also have a sub palette with lighter tones to accentuate. So color itself, a whole masterclass. But again, I'm giving you some tips. I go a little more depth into tools in Canva in the other video I'm going to link for you. It's another Tech Tips Made Simple. So we talked about canva.com and how that mobile app is very much the same capacity and capability. Now, Veed, on the other hand, this is IO versus the mobile app. So when you look at the desktop one, and if you go to v.io, you're going to see different plans and different bells and whistles. The mobile app does not do all of this stuff at all. It simply generates cool captions and some zoom ins and noise reduction if you are doing some short little clips and stuff. And you just want to do it from your mobile phone on the fly. Now, am I getting away from that more? Yeah, I am. I have to have the systems. And so when I landed on the fact that I have to have a system, I said, what could be 15 minutes and what did I create for myself that now I can do this? Because another question I get is, how do you create content so fast and also consistently? The Creator Kickstart program, that helps you do that and design a system for you. Now, my system is for me and it works for me, and I'm going to share that. But you can use my checklist to actually create your own and know that you're including all the vital things to be able to quickly move between brands, move between projects, etc. The final teaser I'm going to give you all, and I'll leave it here because I just want to give a teaser. So I have been working with a partner organization, ProTeach AI has, because there are things in the apps that I am designing and have been designing and piloting for the past year with educators, K-12 educators. That's what ProTeach AI, you can check it out, proteachai.com. This is a whole other organization that I'm very excited about. I've been testing some of their tools for the past year and a half, and I am partnering with them. Why this matters and why I am introducing these 3 core tools is because if you wanted to start to finish, set up all your social media profiles and come up with your own 15-minute content creation system that works like clockwork, that is what you learn how to do in Creator Kickstart. And then on top of it, for those who are part of that, which it releases on December 1st, 2025. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. You will get some earlier access and some other goodies to things that are going to be coming to the Teach Techies community that's launching in the new year. There will be a way for you to learn more in-depthly about these apps with Vivid Scope. And basically, the whole platform is designed to make optimizing, and as you see things switch, SEO isn't going anywhere. Search engine optimization is not going anywhere, but there's also now answer engine optimization and having a digital footprint that is accurate for your brand identities, for your companies, for anything you're endeavoring. And one thing that can make that way easier has been working with some developers and then partnering with Vivid Scope to actually start to optimize not only from my creative lens of like, oh, that's cute, I love it, but then also have the back end optimized because let me tell you, these algorithms are all different. And we don't really know the formulas. A lot of us don't, even if we're certified specialists. I don't know all the formulas to Facebook. I don't know all the formulas of the algorithm of Instagram. What I do know is that I'm good at creating pretty cute things and I like branding and bringing it together. But then when it comes to back end stuff, Ooh, and also maybe even some front end like optimization, just stuff that I am not as well versed in. I am showing you one suite of apps that is part of Viviscope Creative Solutions. And this is only to enhance and optimize specifically for answer engines your social media profiles. And let me tell you, I got to share the results at the end, okay? I wasn't even going to do this, but I have to share this. So let's close out this way with this tech tips made simple because I wasn't actually planning to share this. Something just made me go, okay, show them what you're talking about, Justine. Okay, show them, show them, show them. And this is from a person who, again, I was pretty resistant to establishing, oh, I don't need my, okay. I was pretty resistant to following a strict system, partly because, and understand this, your business decision making needs to reflect what is profiting your bottom line. I have not mainly been a digital consulting firm. I have online and hybrid programs, but that is only after I've worked with a district or organization, right? So typically in my business model, a lot of elements of the digital social media world are new to me. Design is not new to me. Creativity and loving to do that and put things together, that's not new to me. But especially as a former teacher and principal, that's a lot of what lesson planning and teaching is preparing and then executing, implementing, and making adjustments in the continuous improvement process. Now, what you're looking at is, and I can drop my referral link here. I think it gives you a $20 credit if you want to try it out or try for free. But I have now been using the Beacon system. Beacons is an analytics tracking that you can plug in your top social media platforms to track posts and engagement. I can look at my activity, I can look at what I was consistently sharing, and I can get really honest about, hey, um, let's let's be honest about what posts are actually working, not just what ones do you think are pretty and cool, Justine. So you have a whole suite of products in here. I just wanted to show you the analytics because why, what we want to do and what I actually wanted to show you. Doing that in Meta, I found Meta to be really overwhelming with posting and planning and they got the ad site, the e-commerce, all the stuff. So all that to say, this is also great because why? It has a media kit. You can build your media kit in here. And part of it for me as a speaker and author is showcasing who I collaborate with and how I collaborate in a fun, very me on brand way. But also it highlights for them like these are the real numbers because they are verified and they will scan your social media to ensure that you're not just a spam or bot account. So it also gives a lot of weight then for if I want to partner with a brand in the future, or say that I wanted to work with Audible and have them promote a forthcoming audiobook. They're a person in my queue right now that I could pitch to, Audible UK, United Kingdom. So this is really helpful because systems and programs coming together like this with AI systems allow you to showcase and pivot your work in different ways. And I know for people in my age range, that's really important. You know, you want to see who am I speaking to, who's viewing my content the most. So who am I targeting? Where are they located? And then on those platforms, it breaks it down for every single platform, as you can see here. So in the past, I will also say just by doing this alone and having my eyes on the numbers, it's like, you know, what gets inspected or what is inspected, what gets expected is inspected. That's it. I was expecting myself to be producing sales online when in fact I haven't had a clear online media strategy. Ooh, okay, so that's what I show you at the end. I gave you the little tease of the Vivid Scope system I use, but all of that to say that having used that system now and piloted it for about the past year, combined with actually having a content creation system. Now, analytics like this are part of creating that system. So I've applied, okay? I haven't had anybody reach out to me, okay? So again, I can't say enough great things about them, partly because I know, here's what we wanted. Here's what we wanted. I wanted to know lifetime because what I was really trying to find was when exactly I joined Beacons and how long it has actually taken. And I believe it looks like May 2nd. So since May, but then you can see this tells me over time the last 6 months. I just started launching something last week, okay? This was me testing it and buying it. Making sure everything clicks and links right. So I like this because you can discover trends. It's getting more scientific as I've joined Beacons. And this is a game changer for once you have your content system, you can look at your overall growth and how you want to look at it. So I want to know what's my percent growth. Let's look at it by percentages and see what's really taking off. And that would be my Instagram, Justine Gonzalez Writes. And that has grown just exponentially since by over 15%. I haven't really been active on TikTok, so that's pretty reflective. That makes sense. But yeah, there's so many ways to look at it. I could keep going forever. You all know that. So let me stop sharing my screen. And just to recap, my top two systems for content creation itself and how I designed my own system for batching. That's what's in Creator Kickstart if you want to join below. But that would be Canva, followed by Veed, the desktop version. And then I also prefer Canva on desktop. I just like the line of sight and seeing everything that way. And then finally, I introduced you to the Vivid Scope platform and just one suite of their apps that has really optimized my digital footprint over the past 6 months. So I wanted to give you the coinciding of when I actually started tracking it and using those tools. That's why I was looking at Beacons. But yeah, this has been great. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing up for you. Tell me in the comments what you want more of. What are the things I saw? The newsletter one for Canva got quite a few views, and I am cleaning up the optimization on this channel right now. So stay tuned. If any of these offers sound great to you, great. If not, and you're like, hey, I like your travel and foodie videos, subscribe to that playlist. I'm cleaning up the playlist, and I just appreciate you all being here. Take care.